All right, ladies and gents, we are back. It is movie trivia time. Fun Friday, lads. This is three movies for all men and all women. I honestly reckon, right? I've been doing my research, I've been doing my homework, and I really want to delve into some cool movies, lads, that you might have seen before, but maybe you should revisit them. Or if you haven't seen them and it's always been on your list, well, get to it, lads, because these are three great movies, and not just like action, right? There's so much character in the background with these, and we can relate to these movies. Let's get into it.
Peter.
Okay, here we go, lads. We had The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. We only reviewed that only just a few days ago. But today we are reviewing The Two Towers and two more movies to come after this review. So we'll keep you in suspense. Unless you actually read the description. But, okay. So lads, listen, I honestly reckon whether you're man or woman, these are very, very good movies, right? Listen, I'm not a big sci-fi guy. Okay, in fact, I go the other way. I was even saying this when I was reviewing Fellowship of the Ring. I detest sci-fi movies. Like, detest them. I'm like, oh, go away. But if it's Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, I'm all in. And I'm not lying here. I'm all in with these. They are absolutely fantastic. Now, The Two Towers, okay. It's the second in the trilogy, right? You've obviously got Fellowship of the Ring 1, Two Towers number 2, and then Return of the King number 3. But The Two Towers, few sequels, lads, they dare to expand the world as boldly as The Two Towers. Here, Middle-earth fractures into chaos. The fellowship we grew to love is splintered, yet somehow the heart of the story beats louder than ever. Now, the stakes could not be higher. And Frodo and Sam, they're the main, I suppose you could call them the main two characters of the movie. You can argue me on that one, fair enough. But, they inch closer to Mordor. That's their journey here. Their path shadowed by a treacherous, wicked little Gollum fella. I mean, this guy, he give you the creeps. A creature teetering between malice and redemption. Meanwhile, Rohan's kingdom crumbles under Saruman's cruel garbage, and the free peoples of Middle-earth face the suffocating threat of annihilation. It's a tale of division, unity. Our heroes, they're scattered, right? There's about sort of like 4 or 5 different stories going on in the movie. It's kind of a bit strange that way. But they're all fighting separate battles, emotionally and physically. Aragorn, Legolas, the Orlando Bloom character, and Gimli, they all hunt their captive friends, while Frodo and Sam grapple with the powering weight of one ring. And then there's Gandalf. I mean, you gotta love this guy. Reborn, carrying the wisdom and power the world desperately needs. The tension swells with every step. The desperation of Rohan's people, the slow corruption of Frodo, and the inner conflict of Gollum create a relentless drumbeat of unease. Maybe that's the word. Saruman's army swells, and Helm's Deep becomes the last hopes of survival. Now then comes the siege at Helm's Deep. Now, this is a battle scene, but I honestly think even the ladies out there, if you're not into war movies or action movies per se, I still think you'll love this scene because, again, it's driven by emotion. A masterclass in cinematic tension and action. The rain pours, the arrows fly, the walls of the ancient fortress groan under the weight of Saruman's army. Just when hope seems lost, Gandalf's promise, Dawn, arrives. We won't go into too much detail. Riding with certain people to shatter the darkness. But the victory feels fleeting, lads. The battle maybe or maybe not be won, but there's a lot more to go here because this is only teeing up for Return of the King, baby. And Frodo grows weaker, Sam more desperate, the shadow of Mordor looms even closer. Middle-earth may have glimpsed light, but the path ahead is darker than ever. I mean, honestly, lads, when I saw this movie, there was a couple of scenes in here now when, I was a bit bored, right? When there's the talking tree and all this, right? I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I was like, oh my God, what am I watching? But then you get to some of those battle scenes. Now, I wouldn't be a guy that's into battle scenes per se, right? I like the emotion behind things. Now, look, there's some that are, great, right? But I can kind of get bored of battle scenes. But, Gandalf, he gives you a message of pure hope, man, at one stage. He's explaining the afterlife. See, I'm getting choked up. Like, the guy is pure poetry. Pure poetry in motion, man. And, you got to see this movie. You've got to see this movie. Even if it's just cross it off your list. I honestly don't think anybody watching this movie would go, really? That was it? I think you're going to be glued, and I think you're going to be putting on The Return of the King, which is the last in the trilogy after that. And I wouldn't be surprised if after that you start putting on all three of The Hobbit afterwards. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because these are fantastic movies.
Peter Walsh.